Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio. Your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
Hello and welcome. What does it mean to dedicate a lifetime to serving others across cultures, countries, and generations? That is our topic for today on Iconic Women. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and thank you so much for being here. If you haven't done so, please do subscribe to our YouTube channels, USA Global TV and Radio, and Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. I have the pleasure and honor of welcoming someone I actually met in person. As you know, we are a global platform, and many times people come onto our platform and we just meet virtually, but we actually met in person at a conference in Denver in the United States of America. So we're going to be talking about this a little bit more. We're going to welcome someone who's a former attorney and also a social worker who has dedicated her life to helping other people. Let's welcome Urmila Nirdoshi. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Dr. Kerbeck.
So I was just saying to our audience that we actually met in person at a phenomenal conference. And I thought, let me have you introduce what the conference is, because you have a lot of experience. I was an invited guest, which is really nice. Tell us about the conference and your role.
The conference that at Denver, it was in the International Literary Society's the national conference was there. And I was there, and I was one of the International Women's Coordinator. I was hosting also some of our panelists, panel discussions, and some other program, the books that I have done also on an International Women's Conference in Atlanta, Georgia, and there was a book that we had published, and then we just launched there also as well.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. So it was the 9th International Nepali Literary Society Conference, and I really enjoyed meeting you and many other people, and I appreciate the work that you're doing. So for some people, they get the idea, they hear the words social worker, and something comes to mind. But why don't you explain to us what exactly is your role as a social worker?
Actually, I do the two types of the social workers. The one is that as an employee, I'm a social worker that work for the state, immediate government. It's been plus 25 years now. I work for the people with the MRDD populations and helping in many ways. Besides that, my personal life, I have been doing that also as social workers for a lot of the Nepalese communities living in actually not only United States, in broadly, basically in the pandemic's time. So the helping to them to in many ways, lifting for basically the girls, the women who were in an abusive relationship. Since I was a shelter director for 2 years in the United States. So the abusive relationship between Nepal and then here was a huge difference, just trying to help to them to be out from how they can be unsustained and empowered by themselves.
I love that. So you're helping to empower women. And one of the things I took away from the conference was the fact that so many people from Nepal have written books in Nepalese and also in English. And so there's a large community here in the States. How would you describe it, the culture?
Yes. Even we are away from home, we do practice a lot of the Nepali cultures and on the diaspora. We have done so many different ways. They basically the Nepali uh, language. So you can see also that on my background, so the Nepali flags is there also. So we just transforming, trying to transform in our second generation, so that we make sure that the Nepal is still exists. That the that's what we are trying to do that also. And then our diaspora is very huge here. And I would say that in only in the United States, probably the more than 100 million 100,000 Nepali people living in throughout the United States. And, and then the International Literature Societies has various chapters, and they St. Louis also happened to be one chapter, and I'm the founder president for that also as well.
Well, congratulations. That must bring so much joy and honor. And so what is your role there as the head of that?
My role, thank you, Ms. Kerbeck. That's very important questions. My role is that the making sure that I organize the various Nepali literature programs in throughout the Missouri state area, by electronically a Zoom or the in person also as well, and then the making sure that all the second generations also be participated there also. And then we kind of bring the all different um, iconic other Nepali literature persons here also who can join also as well. So and we recite the poems, and we encourage the girls and the women to write more their things also. And I have also done also the internationally competitive poem recitals also the I think so 2 years ago to 3 years ago. That's what I did it also. And there was almost the girls and the women sort of participated almost from the five continents here also. So there's a bringing in one tables, and then the discussing all the poems and the Nepali literatures and all those things. So and they're also bringing all their own experiences, how they were experiencing, so that it's transforming to the second generation.
And you have extensive experience in social work and also working with women who have lived through domestic violence. And I'm wondering, what is the role of the arts, of creativity, of poem writing and reading and writing books in terms of helping people express themselves and get out their feelings that may have been suppressed otherwise, especially if they have lived in the home of domestic violence?
Yes, thank you so much. That's very, very important questions. Yeah, so obviously, there are a lot of the women's we organize the programs. It's basically a uh, festivals called Nepali festival called the Tees. This is just for the only for the design for the women's festivals, where the women comes there with their poems and express very freely how they were feeling in a domestic violence areas. Um, br- Varieties of the domestic violence, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, physical abuse, all kind of the things, so that they do express that also. Some of the women, so that so they also even have uh, written their books also. I have encouraged them also. They published it. So some of them also the one of the Nepal International Women's Organization will also the help and encourage to them also the publish their book also as well. So that is happening right now. So a lot of the women who are just and they hesitated and then not expressing their thing, but this is expressing right now. It's a part of the working on them to as a therapy also as well.
Thank you, Urmila. One thing that comes to mind is before this show, we had another show called A Peace Conversation. And we were talking about, there is violence in many places in the world, and it might not be carried in mainstream media or the news all the time. But when you know someone or you're doing work like you're doing and you see it all of the time, my question is, I don't have the research in front of me, but there is some amount of violence that gets carried through generation to generation because of what's happened. So, in your experience in working with people, how can they break this pattern? Is it through the creative arts and self expression? Is that one way?
Thank you so much. So that's one way to that it can be the break the cycles. But the generations, the Nepali communities, Asian communities, and where the slapping or the name calling to the women, it's taking a easy. That's not considered as a even in a domestic violence. So that's sort of the things where the women are sees your entitled work, only work. Your job is making a babies. That's sort of the cultures I came from, but the paradigm had changed even though but a lot of the times community awareness is also another way to break the cycles also as well. So that's why I was also the belongs to the ANMA. It's a South Asian Nepali organization. It's Midwest. So it has also the almost the 22 states, and I'm one of the vice president also in the past. And I was a woman coordinator, and I have also done varieties of the states, the uh, women forums, and then the try to bring that also the awareness in United States into our community.
And I want to congratulate you because you've won a number of awards. And I was wondering if you would share with our audience one or two that mean the most to you.
So that president awards, and I would say that also the over the 300,000. I mean, I think 30,000 or something 300,000 the hours that you have communicate the help to the community. That's how you get the president awards. That's what I got it, and then the I also got the Dalai Lama scholarship from Washington University in St. Louis, which is the happened to be I would take that also. They're very nice university and in a ranking number one in a social work program. When I was working in Nepal, so they were helping to the indigent women, children, and their families for their litigation and legal literacy, counseling, legal counseling, that sort of the things. So the best upon that, my experiences, the WashU has the awarded to me a Dalai Lama scholarship. Those are my two scholarships are I think very important to me in my life. Thank you.
Absolutely. Very impressive. Congratulations.
Thank you.
In a world where so many times people are only focused on themselves, you have made a commitment to help other people over and over and over again. How do you do your own self-care to protect yourself from giving everything that you have and having nothing left for yourself in your own life?
That is very good question. Again, thank you so much. Actually, the balance. So the is also the importance every time. So when I go to, I see that any of the scientists here on their walls, I see that the one Albert Einstein and sitting on the bicycles and then pedaling. That's really meaning to me. So the balancing to the your life, your personal life, your home, your families, your communities is very important. That I think that I find that also very important, and I try to do that also as well. That also made me to success, and then also your best practice and being positive all the time. Doing some sort of the little bit of the meditation, waking up early, practicing your best practicing, that also gives you a some sort of the positive vibrate. and then you can give it away. And, and plus, and I was taught from my parents that when I was a little, um, he was my parents both were saying that the God has given two hands for us. So only God has given only for to eat. It's only one mouth. So one is just for yourself, and other ones whatever you earned is back to the community. So this is how the words this the God has given it kind of the balance the it cycles. No, it's not only for you. That's what I was learned that philosophy from my parents who passed away a long time ago.
That is a beautiful philosophy to carry forward. I know, Urmila, when I first started coaching people, I used to get very emotionally invested in what they were telling me. And in my first coaching sessions, sometimes I would start crying or I'd get really angry when they were telling me about what someone was doing. And I realized I can't do this job like this because I'm not actually providing any value. I'm getting too emotionally involved. So you hear all kinds of, I'm sure, very uh, stories that must really rip the heart. So what do you do so you don't get so emotionally engaged that you can't be efficient?
That is very good question again. Thank you. Yes, by virtue of the woman's, I do get the emotion. Do I get? Yes. Basically, the when the girls hurts, a girls is been hurts, and then they, especially in this one system gap, especially in a domestic when I was in center director, there are number of the days I came home and I cried. Uh, just closed my doors and I cried, and I said, you know what? I'm here to help them. The crying is not solutions. I have to be brave and then help to find the solutions. So I would say that the best practice is controlling your emotions and waking up and rising up, and then going forward is the best way is the meditation.
I think that's so important that we have our own tools that we use because in order to be effective, we have to keep our emotions in check because otherwise I feel like we're not actually providing value. So you have extensive experience in this area. So when you look at what's going on in the world, and this is not a political show, but there's a lot of unrest, there's a lot of anger, especially on social media. People are very quick to just put all of their hatred and their anger out there. So, what would you say to someone who's going through something right now, and the only way they know how to express themselves is just through anger?
I would say that's also very good questions, um, Dr. Kerbeck. Um, so the what you have inside, you would be throwing off that. So you have to empty inside. So if you have a bad thing, if I have a bad thing on my wall, I have to throw that and make the empty and then pour back again the press one or the new one or the that eatable things. So when people do this kind of the hatred things because they have bad things well, inside there. So that only thing is I would say that that bad positive way also bad way to spread to everyone. So the best practice is a common as it comes with in a many ways. So learning the um, ethical educations, your honesty, all those things in early age. The root has to be start early age. So that's why I think so a lot of the bad things, and we can see that also. So I would say that there's a um, that the components of the food also as well that to less sleep and a lot of the pasteurized food um, and then the less time just go and grab actually know the quality time for yourself. You have to spend time yourself also the find a ways again I was saying that the earlier actually the balance of the bicycles, that principle has to applies for every single person.
Yes, I agree with you. I think a lot of it also has to do with what you were saying, the biorhythms, what we're putting inside of our body, what we're surrounding ourselves with. So are we looking for things that are good for us and healthy for us? Are we getting enough sleep, enough water? Are we surrounding ourselves with peaceful environment? So we are going to take a short break. And when we come back, I'd love to have you share about what are programs that are currently involved for people who are looking for some assistance, somebody who maybe has no one to turn to and they feel like they're in a dark place, or maybe they're going through domestic violence and they don't know how to break the cycle. So how does that sound for when we come back?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you. We'll be right back after this break.
Sure.
Every day, we wake up knowing what we should do. We know we should take better care of ourselves. We know we should have the difficult conversation. We know we should stop making excuses. We know we should invest in our future. We also know we should take the first step. So why don't we? It's not because we aren't smart enough. It's not because we don't have enough information. And it's certainly not because we don't care. We live in a world overflowing with knowledge. Books, podcasts, videos, courses, experts, even artificial intelligence. We have more access to information than any generation before us. Yet so many of us are still waiting for the right time, waiting to feel ready, waiting until tomorrow. But tomorrow becomes next week becomes next year, and before you know it, another opportunity has passed us by. The truth is, knowing has never been the finish line. It's only the starting line. Our lives don't change because we know more. Our businesses don't grow because we know more. Our relationships don't improve because we know more. And our health doesn't transform because we know more. Everything changes when we act. When we choose courage over comfort, progress over perfection, action over intention. The question isn't, what else do we need to know? The question is, what are we going to do with what we already know? Stop. Why Knowing Isn't Enough by Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Because knowing opens the door. Action changes your life. Available September 2026.
Welcome back to Iconic Women, where we are speaking today with Urmila and Nirdoshi about social work, about domestic violence, about finding peace in your life. And so, Urmila, with so much experience in giving back and helping others, not just in this country, but around the world and across generations, what are some programs that are available for people who are in need of help, and what type of help can they expect?
Thank you, Dr. Kerbeck. That is very good questions again. So it's all depend on the what kind of the help that the people will be looking for. If anyone, anywhere, I would say the in the United States, domestic violence victims, you are not alone. You are not alone at all. Help is available. You have to speak up. I would say that to the basically the women, they coming from the South Asian backgrounds, who are thinking that, oh, speaking me, it's my prestigious, my parents will be hurt, my family will be hurt, I will be same. That's not the truth. That is not the you as a person is very, very important. You get only one life. You gotta live that. If you are the mothers, if you are healthy and the violence free environment, you can put your a very good quality mind and everything to your families also as well. So I would say that United States have a very good systems. So you can call to the 1-800-799 the word safe. Use that, and that's the word. The number would be 7233, and every state has this. So once you call on that number, so every state has their connections So they will connect it right away to you. And if you are in trouble with the marriage situation and you cannot speak for those also as well, please do that also. There's attorneys. There's a, we call to the order of protection. So there is no any cost for you at all. So they will do that also as well. They have an attorney also. They have also the every language interpretations also too. So you get also the same speaking language. So if you have a trouble to speak English also as well. And for other services, it's all depend on the what exactly you are looking for that also. It's the same things for elder abuse also. It's the same things also the uh, every state has that set it up that also as well. But the people living in the abroad also, I'm telling to you that everybody, all of us are in a way, are in family members have been also in an aeroplane. So you know that when the aeroplanes are about to be crashed, so they will be announced that the oxygen mask is becoming down. But just forget it, even your side, your child, you put yourself. That's what they were telling to you. So that principle, please apply it. If you don't love yourself, you don't love to anyone. That's what my suggestion to you. For other help, there's a Salvation Army, Red Cross everywhere. So there are a lot of the helps actually. You just have to be speak up yourself. You speak, they're thinking of yourself and then making your priorities. That is very important. That's what I would tell to the basically the women's those who cannot speak themselves.
Thank you for that. And we will be putting the number in the comments for people to call. So Urmila, if someone right now has access to a phone, but they're living in the environment with the person or persons who are abusing them, is there some code word or is there something that if they can only speak for seconds to call, what would you recommend?
I would recommend it them that also if that phone is tied with the abusers at home, same home, don't use it that. You can go to the any of the regular stores, Walmart, Target, all those places. You can get the pay as a goes that maybe $10 or something like that. So they buy that and call that number. Any of the domestic violence advocates can help to you to get out from the situation. While you were talking, that you just give the address and then the advocates can send it to you a cabs anything, then you can get it out and then they will put it in a different center.
And we have the number on the screen right now. It is 1-800-799-SAFE, as you had said, 7233. So basically my understanding is people can go to a public place like Walmart or somewhere, and they could either buy some kind of disposable phone, or maybe they could ask someone in the store to make a call if they just have a few seconds. I've also seen people pass papers, please help me with a phone number or something. So I know just from people I've interviewed who have been victims of domestic violence or survivors of sex trafficking, etc., there was one moment where they had to make a decision. I'm going to do something and make a call or hand someone a note or do something. And it really changed their life. But they might have spent months or years up until that point because they were completely terrified of what would happen if they got caught.
Yeah, so that's wrong. So that's what I'm saying, that the people have to feel encouraged. So they have to feel that I'm important. I'm not entitled for this abusive relationship. This is not for me. I needed to get out. So speak up. So listen to your heart. When you have something inside and that is not right, that your inner heart would be saying that, you have to speak up that. And then help is available. And trust me that you can do anything once you are out from that relationship. Don't worry about your child. Don't worry about your paperwork. Don't worry about anything. You can fresh start. you can be a very good person also as well. But if you stay too long, it will be damaged. Your mental health would be bad, your physical health would be bad, and then there would be another crisis would be also there too. So the safety crisis is means that if you kind of feel like it the sign so that you feel it in the home, you start packing to your personal important documents. I would say that your passport, your bank statement, your checkbook, that sort of the things, your certificate, and then leave it.
Thank you so much. And one final question about this. This obviously is a huge topic. We could have a whole series on this. But once someone makes the phone call and that call is answered, what typically happens then?
They will be asking to the a basic questions where questions is see at that input time, is see the risks at risk or not. So it'll be analyzed. There is assessment kind of things, just a little basic question. If season of the endangered situations, there will be while talking, there will be somebody already on outside. There will be they'll be taking to her and then put in a safe place. And after that, on her particular personal situations, um, based upon her personal situation, and then the goals will be set up, and then the will help to her what's needed to be done for the next step.
Thank you for that. And again, 1-800-799-SAFE, SAFE. And I'm sure around the world, there are also hotlines that people can call as well to get some help. Urmila, if someone's interested in becoming a social worker, what is the path for that? Because you are also a former attorney, you have a lot of educational background. What is actually required to be a social worker? Is there a degree that's required?
Actually, thank you so much. It is the bachelor's in social work, or the any of the bachelor's levels, and then you can go to the. I mean, it has a bachelor's degree and has a master's. I have a master's in social work. Um, it's just the basic things that they have. Any bachelor's degree, but you have to have a bachelor's to be a social worker. I would suggest that also as well. And then social work also has a very varieties of uh, the branches that you want it to be a social worker only for the kids, you want it to be only for the adults, genderologist population, the elder population only, or the women and children, only mental health, and only school social work. I mean, it's a wide varieties of the big sections of the social work also. But I do only basically the women and children's. That's what my passion is.
And it sounds like you've pursued additional education because you're the person that wants to know as much as they can so they can continue to offer help. And before we began the show today, I asked you if there was something that you would like to leave the audience with at the end of this show. Can you share with our audience what that is?
I would suggest thank you so much again for this opportunity, Dr. Kerbeck. Um, I would say that basically my generation, so they were saying that after you marry, everything is done. Your job is just helping home, cooking, raising a child, making a family happy, and staying at the home. That is not true, though. So you can do. The sky is so unlimited. Sky is so unlimited. After you got married, also you can study it. You can do the broad also, and even your home does not, your families does not like that. You we have a responsibility also to make them to be happy, that also teach that also too. Hey, this is important. If I study well, if I do that, I will bring the more money. I will be also the breadwinner at home. The life will be the balance. Life will be the hires. So we can do that also too. So what my thing is, I would say there is nothing impossible, actually, if you really decide from your inner heart. When I left from my country, I left behind to my husband my two small kids, and I came by myself here and start from zero.
Such courage, and what an inspiration you are. Thank you. We actually have your Facebook, which we have pulled up and we are now sharing on the screen for anyone who would like to connect with you. But for people who maybe they want to talk about what's going on, their personal story, and they really need some help, who would you like to contact you? And is there another way? We also have your email address.
You can email me also. And whoever wanted to get the help, I can also send them also the right person, so that if they needed any kind of the help.
And your email address is joshi55@yahoo.com. Thank you very much. Final words from you today before we close out our program, Urmila.
Thank you, Dr. Kerbeck. It was such a nice and pleasure meet with you in person in Denver. I was very impressed with your encouraging presentation. And then the book you have given to me also, I have read also that too. So I belong to also the more you read, and I would say that that's a beautiful things that what you have been doing also to encourage to the women also here too. Um, I would say that everyone should be, help each other, and then uh, be nice each other. Actually, the end of the world, we came by ourselves. We are going disappearing from this world with not taking nothing. The only legacy what we do can be stay. And then Dr. Kerbeck, your legacy is important to me also as well. You're a very good inspiration for me. Thank you.
It's so sweet. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you. And I'm so glad that we met in person. And I really honor you for all the people that you've helped across the world. And thank you for being my guest today.
Thank you.
That concludes another exciting episode about real stories about people who are making a difference in the world. As we close out today, I invite you to think about how you are showing up in the world. Are you showing up with an open heart, a heart filled with joy, a heart filled with gratitude, and helping other people, lending a hand, coaching, mentoring, and not asking anything in return? Or are you showing up angry and sad and negative? We see you, and we ask you to see yourself, because, as Urmila said, it all starts with us. It starts with believing in who we are. And if you are going through something right now, you don't have to go through it alone. Reach out and ask for help. Find a way to get help and let people know that you need them. Thank you for watching, and we ask you to please go in peace, enjoy the rest of your day, your evening, wherever you are in the world, and please do consider subscribing to our YouTube channels, USA Global TV and Radio, and Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. As we close out today, I'm going to share a sponsorship from one of our team members, Tracy Cram-Perkins. She's written a book called Dementia Home Care: Before, During, and After, and she has a TV show by the same name. My mother had dementia, and I was her full-time caregiver until she passed away in 2023. And Tracy's book and Tracy really helped me. So I highly recommend that you pick up a copy. If you know of someone who is going through dementia or Alzheimer's, this is such a great resource. Take a look. USA Global TV and Radio proudly presents Tracy Cram-Perkins, a dementia caregiving survivor teaching how to balance care with peace of mind. #1 resource for dementia caregivers. It's the book Dementia Home Care: How to Prepare Before, During, and After. Over 17,000 copies sold of this must-have guide. And now a testimonial from Tracy Smith.
If I was to describe this book to someone who is going through a similar situation, I would underscore how important it is to have some sort of a tool or a guidebook to help you through certain stages. And there's so many, it's such an unknown topic to the average person. And to have this as a reference is essential. It's going to help you get through it personally, as well as help your loved one manage.
To learn more, go to TracyCramPerkins.com. Tracy Cram Perkins is an award-winning author. She's also the host of Dementia Home Care television show. Watch it here on USA Global TV and Radio.
How much of your value have you been giving away? Saying yes when the answer should have been no? Lowering your price to secure the opportunity? Giving more while receiving less? Over time, it adds up. Until one moment brings clarity, you've been giving away your value. This is not about working harder. This is not about doing more. It's about boundaries. It's about pricing. It's about respect. From Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck comes a direct and necessary message. Stop over-delivering. Stop underpricing your expertise. Stop negotiating against yourself. Because when you recognize your value, everything changes. Stop giving away your value. Boundaries, pricing, and the business of respect. Available now wherever fine books are sold and on Amazon. A film by USA Global TV and Radio. Executive producer Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Videographer and cinematic production Paul Garcia. Voiceover by Ed Wargas. Stop giving it away. Start owning it.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honoured to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USA Global TV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.